In this video, we're going to be talking about static resources, web links, and symlinks against MODX resources, and why you'd use them. Let's start off with web links. As we know from previous videos, we have resources that appear in the resource tree on the left-hand side. We've already explored individual pages and parent and container pages, so let's now look at the first different type, which is web links. Let's go ahead and make a new document. I'm going to fill the information in just as I would for any other normal page. I'm going to fill in the title, and I'm also going to put in a different menu link. I'm going to go ahead and press Published. If I reload my example, you'll be able to see that this now appears here. If we click on it, it takes us to an existing page. Let's now make this a web link. Under Settings, under Resource Type, simply change it to Web Link and click Save. You'll notice that the page is reloaded and it changes the content section of the page to just simply say Web Link. Let's go ahead and put in a valid URL. If we now reload and click on the Web Link test, you'll see that it forwards the user to the page that we entered. The benefit of setting up web links in this way is that just like the way that we make URLs in a site using IDs, this is done in exactly the same way. What that means is you can have a resource and it can always persist. You can have complete control over the internal page title and menu title, but it gives you a single place to be able to come and update the URL. Let's now look at the next example, which is a symlink. Let's go ahead and make another document. Now, at the moment, this is just a normal resource. However, I want to show you one example. Here you can see this currently has our holding template applied to it. Let's just go ahead and change this to our blank template. If we save and view this page, you'll see that there's absolutely nothing there. Let's go ahead and just view the other pages on our site. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is that these two resources at the moment are using different templates. A symlink will pull content in from another MODX resource and present it in the template that's selected. So if we click on the portfolio link at the moment, you'll see that this simply has some content which comes out of it, named "This is the portfolio page." Let's go ahead in our manager and change this to be a symlink. The page will reload. And we'll notice that the content section at the bottom changes to simply show us a field to tell us to put in a symlink. Let's now put in the ID of portfolio and press Save. If we now mark this as published and view, you'll notice that this has actually pulled in information. Now, I've used placeholder fields on this field, so let's just go and change this to be actual content. You'll notice that I'm visiting the main portfolio page to do this. If I now reload, you can see that this has changed. So this will pull content through from the page that you tell it to. Many sites won't actually use symlinks at all because what it does actually present is duplicate content, and if this is indexed by Google, this isn't advantageous. But for complex site structures or potentially resources which are part of different resource groups, this allows you to create content once and put it into several different places. Let's now look at the last example, static resources. Let's go ahead and make a new document. A static resource allows you to use the MODX manager, controlling URLs and resources, to link to a document which exists in the file system. To do this, click under Settings and click Static Resource and press Save. There is an extra step to this. We need to specify what the content output type is. In this example, I'm going to link to a sales document that we have inside Gel Studios. Underneath Settings, I'm going to change the content type to PDF and click Save. Let's give this a menu title and give it a URL. If we now refresh our front-end example, we can see that we have this static resource. And if you notice with the URL on the bottom left, this is simply going to document.pdf. If I give this a click, the PDF document will load. The most important thing about this is the URL. By using the MODX resources and setting it as a static resource, we can always have control over this URL, irrespective of what the name of the file is. What this means is that we can come underneath here, inside MODX, update this document, and the URL will stay the same. This means that you may have documents which have been circulated out in the internet, where people have direct links to them. This means that these links remain unchanged, but you have control of the end content. There's lots of other different types of static resources that you can set. PDFs, HTML pages, JSON objects for developers, RSS feeds, and many other things.